Hey, good morning, everyone. This is a short little video to talk about linear regression indicator that I have and use in my strategies, and the reason for doing so. If you're not aware of the indicator, it comes as a standard indicator in NinjaTrader and in many of your other platforms, and I recommend that you take some time to get used to your open source version. Um, the indicator plots a least squares method of determining the shortest path between two distances. So if you start here and you go to there, putting everything that falls between those 2 points in a binary above it or below it fashion. So if the close is above it, you want to say that the trend is long. If it is below it, you're not in that long state, you're just below it, and most likely the price is going to go to the level like it did here. I call it the mothership, comes back to your mothership. Once it touches that line, then it will go back in the direction of the original trend if it's a trending condition. And that is it. So you can see here the price fell below it and started a downtrend between these 2 points, and when it retraced back to the linear regression line and then resumes back in the trend. So it's very simple. It's like a moving average, but much better because you're using linear regression and least square method to fit your data, the bars, the number of bars in between these points. And so I have customized the indicator to do several things. First, I use statistical levels for the indicator, and I've plot them 1, 2, 3, 4. The main trend line is LR1, and the fastest slope is the 4. It's the, let me get my little pointer out so that you can see what I'm talking about. The fastest line is the 4. Here's the 3, there's the 2, and here's the 1. The 1 is the main trend line. And I'm using statistically significant levels to approach the market. And so these levels are dynamic. They work on all instruments. And basically, for a trend condition, you want to see price above or below all 4. So like here, we broke above all 4 of the linear regressions, and that allows the dogs to run, what I call it, and price was able to take off. Likewise, over on this side, you can see that we broke below the 4, all 4, but the linear regression lines were still above the 4. So you really have to have all 4 regression lines above or below the 1, the other 3 below the 1, with the price reaching below all 4 to get that down thrust or up thrust. So you want to see both the linear regression levels, um, the 432 below the 1, or the 432 above the 1. And you can catch tops and bottoms this way really well. Right here is the current price in the ES, and you can see that we have first a bar that went below the 1, but the linear regression indicator, the 4, was still on top, while the 2 and 3 had fallen underneath it. And now we've got all 4, the 432, the 432 below the 1, and price just broke below all four. And we can expect, what I can envision happening is that price will now start moving down the path of the four, the slope of the four. See the four sloping this way down? So just extend that out while the one curves around and price starts flushing. And you can see that the momentum is also below zero, and the momentum Bollinger Band is pointing down. So this is not bullish at all. This is bearish. For, it doesn't mean permanently, but for the short term. Not bullish price action. Let me show you something in September so that you can see a bottoming pattern using these same concepts. And here it is in September. Well, here it is in October too. You can see price breaking above the 1, but the 2 and 3 and 4 were below it. And it just took a while for the 2 and 3 and 4 to all get above the 1, so that when it came back to find the trend line, the mothership, the 1, 2, 3, the 3, 2, the 4, 3, 2, this is confusing, sorry. 4, 3, 2 were above the 1. So you're just waiting then. You could either, take a stab at it at this location, or you got your confirmation right here on this bull bar breaking above everything. That's a break above all four, and it took off. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the pattern that works on all markets repeatedly. It's got to be above, price needs to break above all four to be able to be free of the spaghetti lines, the stranglehold on the market. Otherwise, these linear regressions just strangle price and keep it from going anywhere. So once price breaks free, then it can keep running. And this is what I look for. I look for these 432. I look for these breakouts on like a 60-minute or a daily. And that is where you can get your swing trades. You can, try to anticipate a consistent run as long as those closes are below your lines. Here we had an up close, but it turned right back around and closed back under it for a little bit more. And take advantage of when that happens. Now you can put this on all time frames. Here we go above it, and it was able to go out. And I use it with momentum, obviously, looking for divergences and things like that with momentum, and or waiting for my momentum to be above my Bollinger Band to signal that return to the mean. And it's what I look for is for price to go back to the mothership right here, and then watch to see if it's going to continue with your downtrend trend direction. This was the reversal. So here was your bumpy bottom, and I think the linear regression is a great way to help you visualize those bumpy bottoms and align yourself in the best position possible to take advantage of it. I like to make sure that I'm trading on the right side of the 4. That's my fast line. So I like to have a close binary above or below that line, and ideally in direction of the 4, or the 1, excuse me, the main trend line is my 1. Now I have this set up that you'll probably notice on my website. You'll see the bands that I offset with bands. And so what I do to get that is I take off the 432. I just show my main trend line, right? But then I can put offset multipliers. And so I can show my slow channel and offset the multipliers. I normally don't like to auto size it, but let me auto size it so that I can show you what it looks like. Auto scale. This, you can change the offsets to anything that you would like it to be, but normally in a trending market, I have found that this works very well uh, to have my boundary lines like a football field. And when I get out of bounds, that's when I'm looking for that retracement back in towards the mean. And this works the same on all time frames, from a 1 minute chart to a daily. In fact, if you would like to see the daily, we can look at that. And you can see that we are several things going on. We're above the 1, but momentum has rolled over below the Bollinger, and it actually broke below the lower Bollinger, but it's still inside the bottom Bollinger, but moving like it's rolling over. And you see the double top here. So I would be expecting to see this come back to the trend line at the very least, if not further. Going back, let's put it on an intraday time frame, like a 30-minute or 60-minute. And you can see that it's the same. You get to your outer bands, you come back in. Get to the outer bands, you come back in. So I like to use it for a swing trading on these higher time frames, or day trading on a 1 minute chart, and it works the same. The most that I've seen this get to on the offsets would be a 13. That is like the end of the line. So if you want to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you can do that. You can do 3, 5. Something like that. I would never see a 21. I mean, extremely rare, and very rare to get to that 13 either. But this is good for the smaller time frame. And here we got to a 13. See what I mean? But that is like the last, usually. Maybe once in a great, great, great blue moon, you could probably set an algo to the 21. And if you were lucky enough to catch it, a touch, then you definitely want to do a reversal trade on that. Have maybe just one algo sitting out there in the unlikely event of like something that really got way out of the ordinary. But algos are extremely algorithmic. I mean, that's one thing that we can count on, is algos are algorithmic. And when they get to these extremes, if you want to use this with another indicator like RSI or CCI or whatever you use for your overbought, oversold, You can incorporate your stochastics, whatever you like for your overbought, oversold. Incorporate it with this linear regression offset multiplier, and you can get some fantastic trades. Um, but other than that, I'll just stick to my normal formula of 1.5, 3, 5, 7, and 7.2 is, usually my end. You can make it an 8 if you want, keeping in line with your Fibonacci sequence. And of course, you can make it anything you want. That's the best thing about this. I also have a fast channel. Let me show you that. And the fast channel, you can create your own offset multiplier. And the fast channel will just keep you in um, an idea. Let me put it as a 2. This is the ES. It likes a 2. There we go. That shows you your channel. And then when you pop out of your channel, like right here, then you pretty much know that it's going to go back to the mothership, the trend line. Otherwise, use this like a Bollinger, right? This is linear regression fast channel. And the the Nasdaq, I like a 1.5. The E-mini, I like a 2. But again, you can put your multipliers however you want it. And then you can just trade off of these levels like for day trading. And then if you incorporate your fast channel with your slow channel, then you can get that outside boundary as well. There you go. So that you can have like a picture of the football field. And for those that are very adventurous like me that just don't mind, I mean, I have so many lines on my chart that I get lost all the time. I'm like, well, what is that? But eventually you'll get used to what they are. You can change the colors on them. You can change the plots from dots to lines to whatever. I've given you plenty of combinations. You can customize it to your heart's content so that you can, stand out. If you would, like to color code it, I would recommend that, so that you know that the 2, for instance, is something always some level. But this may help you, especially I don't recommend a 1 minute bar necessarily, but if you were to be looking like at a 15-minute or 30-minute bar, give you some consistency as far as where to expect that overbought, oversold condition to come in, and especially in the equity indexes, which is a mean reverting market, where that mean reversion is likely to come in. And then you can stay within your channel to get there, right? Let me take the 2 and 3 back off. It's kind of confusing. Even, like I said, I'll get to the point where I strip it down to. So let me just put the 1 and the 4. And the 4 will act as the midline for the fast channel. That's what I've channeled. The fast channel is an offset multiplier from the 4, which is my fast line. And that's about it. That was my brainchild creation contribution for the linear regression indicator. There's one more thing that you can do in the indicator if it would help you, and that is to color code. I was a paralegal for many, many years, a secretary and a paralegal, and we color coded anything. We color coded everything. So I had to color code it so you can fill between the 1 and the 4 to help you. If you want it green, you can make it green to show that it's long. I have white and red, to really help me understand that I'm bearish right here, but this is just a little um, uptrend to get to going towards the 1. And right here, it did not make it to the 1 because it got to the offset channel and turned right there. I don't know if you can see underneath that, but there is the offset, and it flipped right there. So there was your trend continuation. Didn't last long, you know. These equity indexes, they move between the bands. It's just band trading basically, and using momentum and your Bollinger Band direction. Like if I'm below the Bollinger Band mid-band on my momentum, I really want to be looking for shorts even though I'm above the 1. You see what I'm saying? Just because I'm above the 1 doesn't mean that I'm always pressing longs. I've got to look to see justification with the momentum uh, to help me understand that, and or I will wait. Here is the perfect entry right here. A little outside the momentum band, come back in, and a bounce on my out of bounds going back in. So this, I don't know, would help you. It helps me. Hopefully it would help you too. Just stop over at the website, pick it up, check it out, and hope it helps. Y'all take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.